All right. A unity moment. Okay. I was just thinking. No, matter of fact, I was talking to somebody. I think was it yesterday, day before yesterday, about worship and respect. You know how you give some people worship people and they worship things, and you know what? I'm at this thing like this point in my life where people can do what they want to do, but me, I'm not worshiping anything. I'm not worshiping no items. I'm not worshiping no man. I'm not worshiping. Only thing, I have high respect for certain people and certain things. For example, I have the most highest respect for Elijah Muhammad, the most highest respect for Marcus Garvey, the most highest respect for, just a lot of kings and queens of Africa, of Brazil, of Mexico, the Olmecs. I have like a lot of highest respect of, just elders. People like Alvin Sertima, Queen Afua, Dr. Cabone. It's so many people that I have came in contact through their work. I came in contact with them in person. And I just have a lot of respect. Now, this is the thing that I want to talk about and what I was talking about with a friend of mine. A lot of times we looking for people to make us a god or make us quote unquote perfect. And like I said in my other video, God made us perfect. The way with someone else perfect, if I'm trying to say that right, might be different from my perfect. I ain't talking about like making mistakes or stuff. I'm just talking about the way we was created, the way our face was created, the way our hands was created, the way our hair come out our head. Just we was created the way perfectly, the way Allah, God, whatever we decide to call God, wanted us, to be, and it was perfect. So, a lot of times, like say if you go to a lot of culture lectures or you meet a celebrity, quote unquote celebrity, in person, like Beyoncé, and you one of her diehard fans, and you love her so much, and I respect her as just being a black woman, and just the business part and all that. I'm not a big fan of her songs. Certain songs I like, but when you get to the point when you start worshiping her, that's kind of creepy that they become your God. But anyway, that's kind of creepy anyway. I know you get, because I know when I was a child and I would see Michael Jackson on TV and I would just cry. Because I was a child. But when you get to the point, like if Brother Michael was living in person, like out of respect, I'd be like, it's an honor to meet you, but I wouldn't be like kissing his feet, doing certain things. Anyway, let me try to roll back because I'm messy brain. Dang, what I wanted to say. So, okay, for instance, say if you meet your quote unquote idol like Beyonce, or you meet if you like a black conscious person and you love lectures, or you meet Umar Johnson, or you meet Dr. Wesley Muhammad, or you meet Kwesi, or just somebody that I really highly respect. And then when you meet them in person and you done studied their work and you done watched their videos on YouTube and you done and then you go to their lecture and then you meet them in person and they be like an asshole and then you be crushed. The thing is, because that doesn't happen to me. That didn't happen to me. I used to watch this sister on YouTube, elder, and she talked about health, and she talked about, and I was like all into it because, I got like, as a sister, and then I met her in Chicago. Matter of fact, I met her in Chicago a couple of times. And then within them days, it's just like she was cool, and then the next day it was a different person. And it crushed me because I had put so much energy in that person that I wanted to learn from her, and I wanted to and then she gave me like, and I don't even use this word really, I prefer to use boabwart, but she gave me straight bitch attitude. And it was like, and then I'm human, we had them days, especially us as women, where we just don't want to be bothered. But she gave me, but it crushed me because I wanted to learn so much from her. And I just learned, I'm 39 years old now. And this was just a couple of years ago. And I just learned never to put yourself into anybody and worship a person, respect them. And even her to this day, I haven't seen none of her, works in a while. But just because that happened, she was speaking truth. I could look at somebody and don't really connect with them. Like, I'm not going to say that person's name. But I don't listen to this brother before, and a lot of people listen to him. I just pick up a little flim-flamming. But I looked at some of his documentaries, and I do see truth in some of the documentaries. But I don't really connect with him. And so I just learned to take what I can get, whatever you can learn from that person, and just move on. But never get into this thing where you worship them. Everything they say, it got to be true. Everything they say is the truth. And I learned that there's truth dealing with black people is chopped all up in all kind of other places, and I truly believe, if we want to build that God in us again, we have to search on our own. We can't depend on no afua. We can't depend on no certain religious based groups to take us there. I think that's something that we got to do on our own. And if you're a part of certain religious based groups, you can't depend on them to make you the God. You got to be that God. I always use this analogy, when you're looking at the Smurfs, even though you didn't have no women and that wasn't balanced. But each one of them had an attribute. They had their own God attribute. And then they helped build the community from their different attribute. Like me, how we have these dreams. And inshallah, some of our dreams do become reality. But my dreams, inshallah, because growing up, I'm Muslim, and I grew up around a lot of Yahwehs, a lot of different Sunni Muslims, Baladians, and I remember being a child, and I go like down to this sister, her name was Lady Shafiqa in Jacksonville, and I remember she, collabed a lot with my mom. She had a salon, and my mom had a variety shop, and I remember just being a little girl and knowing that I didn't know I knew they was different from us, but I knew that they was kind of like Muslims, but they wasn't. And I just remember unity. And one of my dreams is to be, kind of like black people with their own land. And if you want to be a Yahweh, if you Hebrew Israelite, you so many different type of Muslims, Christians, whatever you want to be, we living in that world, and we respect each other and we be like, oh, today is the so and so for the Sabbath for the Hebrew Israelites, or the Yahweh group, and the Mars, and everybody respect that. And the Mars Ramadan for the Muslims, and then the Christians got Easter going on. Even if like you don't agree with certain things, you just be like, that's their way, and you know, you ain't gotta believe it, but you respect their way. So I know this video probably got like everywhere, but I just think people shouldn't worship nothing. I mean, you could worship God if you feel, but maybe I'll do a video about where I stand on God and what I believe, because I've been through so much last year, and maybe inshallah I'm gonna do a video about what happened to my sister Shakira on Mother's Day of last year. She got murdered, and I don't know if that did a shift in the way of my thinking. And you know, I was a registered Muslim in the Nation of Islam. I was born in the Nation of Islam, but I was registered Muslim, in this year in April I left. The nation is my foundation. You will never hear me say anything negative, or never negative about it. But it was just time for me to go, and I still respect the nation because it's me. But sometimes people have to search and find out what's for them. And I know that's a part of me, because it was something that was instilled in me as a child and as a woman. But it's time for me to kind of become my own God, and with those tools that I got from the nation, I can do that, and all other people that I respect. I'm trying to look at the video because I'm supposed to be doing this handmade collective. They having a web meeting today. But oh, you know what, y'all? Let me show y'all this book I've been reading. If anybody in business, well, I hope I don't drop everything on my head. And I can't even tell y'all where I got this book from. But if anybody in business, and this book is I'm like on page 12, and maybe once I finish, I'll show y'all. I talk about it, but it's called The Significant Principle, the secrets behind high performance people in organizations, and it's by Les Carter and Jim Underwood, and it's mainly talking about business, and it's mainly talking about how to make your business successful, and mainly is the way you treat people. It's mainly how you treat people in your business with respect. And you know how you work on a job, and I haven't worked for nobody in years, not saying I won't, but you know how you work on a job, and if a person see the supervisor, they be like, who the supervisor? Like me, I ain't never been that way. He a person. He just, you respect him, but you don't be like fearful of that person and job scared. But this book is really cool, man. I'm just on like page 12, and it's an easy read. It's a real easy read. But I know this is just one of my unity moments, and they're going to be like this. They're going to be all over the place. But I just learned, back to worshiping, don't worship nobody or nothing. And respect people, and respect people and their accomplishment. Like I have a highest respect for Malcolm. I have a highest respect for just a black woman raising her children on her own, and a black man that's raising his children with I just have highest respect for people, certain people, and some people I don't have respect for. I'm just being honest. But anyway, inshallah, we'll be back again with some more unity moments. Alrighty. Salaam Salaam.